Welcome to our Mock Interview Pro series, where today we're diving into preparing for a crane technician interview. If you're gearing up to tackle questions about troubleshooting, teamwork, safety, and more, you're in the right place. Let's get started with our first question about solving problems on the job. Can you walk us through a time when you had to solve a problem with a crane? What did you do to fix it? Interviewers ask this to see how you handle real-world problems and your troubleshooting skills on the job. Here are some tips on how to answer this question effectively. Begin by briefly describing the issue you encountered with the crane. Go through the steps you took to figure out what was wrong. Explain how you fixed the problem and mention any tools you used. Share the outcome and what you learned from the experience. Keep your story relevant to crane operations. Now, let's take a look at an example answer to help you craft your own.
One time, I noticed a crane wasn't lifting loads properly. I began by checking the hydraulic systems for any leaks, calibrated the controls, and tested the pressure readings. I discovered a faulty valve, replaced it, and restored the crane to full functionality. This not only increased safety, but also significantly reduced downtime.
By the way, we're only covering a handful of questions in this video, but I've prepared a free PDF with all 30 top interview questions for crane technician. It also includes example answers and tips to help you prepare with confidence. The download link is just below. Tell me about an experience where you were part of a team completing a crane installation. What role did you play? Employers want to know about your ability to work well with others and contribute to a team's success. Let's go over some strategies for discussing teamwork effectively. Pick a specific project you worked on. Clearly describe your role and duties in the installation process. Focus on how you collaborated with your colleagues. Mention any challenges you faced as a team and how you overcame them. Conclude with the success of the project or the positive results achieved. Here's a sample response to guide your preparation.
Recently, I was part of a team installing a large tower crane. My job was to help assemble the crane components and ensure all safety protocols were followed. Although we encountered delays due to bad weather, we collaborated and devised a new plan, allowing us to finish the installation ahead of schedule.
Can you describe a situation where you identified a safety hazard while working on a crane and what you did about it? This question is about your attention to safety and how you handle potential hazards on the job. Let's discuss how to effectively talk about safety in your answer. Think of a specific incident from your experience. Clearly state the safety hazard you identified. Describe the steps you took to address the hazard. Include any communication with your team about the issue. Mention the outcome and how it impacted safety. Here's an example to illustrate how you might respond.
During routine maintenance, I noticed a frayed cable on the crane. I immediately stopped the operation and reported it to my supervisor. Together, we replaced the cable before continuing work, which prevented a potential accident and ensured the crane remained safe to use.
If a crane starts to sway dangerously while lifting a load, what immediate actions would you take? This question tests your ability to respond to emergencies and prioritize safety. Here are some key points to cover when answering this question. Quickly assess the cause of the sway to decide on the best action. Stop the lift operation immediately to prevent further swinging. Communicate with the ground crew and operators to activate safety measures. Lower the load slowly to a stable position without sudden movements. Ensure the area is clear before resuming operations. Let's go over an example answer to see how you might approach this situation.
I would immediately halt the lift and assess the situation to find out why the crane is swaying. Then I'd communicate with my team to ensure everyone is clear of the area and carefully lower the load to a stable position, avoiding any sudden movements.
Suppose you discover a cracked component on a crane just before a scheduled operation. What would your course of action be? This question is about your problem-solving skills and commitment to safety. Here's how to effectively address this question in your interview. Prioritize safety by stopping operations immediately. Assess the crack to determine its severity. Notify your supervisor and the maintenance team about the issue. Document your findings and take photos if needed for records. Follow the correct protocols for repairing or replacing the component. Here's an example response to help you frame your answer.
I would stop operations right away to ensure safety and assess the severity of the crack. I'd report the issue to my supervisor and the maintenance team, document everything for future reference, and then follow the standard procedure for repair or replacement.
Before we wrap up, remember you can get all 30 questions, example answers, and step-by-step tips in a handy PDF. Totally free. Just grab it below.